Hello, Meoni here, and welcome back to another video, this time looking at glamour ideas for Pictomancer. We looked at Viper previously, and some of the criticism I had was that it wasn't really in the class fantasy of the role. So this video is trying to be a lot more down the lines of the class fantasy for Pictomancer, although there are certain liberties taken. Of course, there are various pieces of gear missing from our repertoire to make things look artsy, so bear that in mind. First of all then, Fran decided to go for this, which uses a lot of pearl white, as you can see, 2 pearl white dyes and 1 turquoise green there. And we have the migratory plume. This is something you can get at level 90. We also have the moonwood top of casting here, dyed pearl white. We've got a Republican signifiers fingerless gloves from PvP. We've got a classical signifiers culottes there, which is really nice actually, that crafted gear. And then the meandering mog slippers, because of course we wanted something Moogle related, because obviously Pictomancers use a lot of Moogles. And for demonstration purposes, we did this on Black Mage just simply to have the Mado brush, which is obviously something you can get from PvP, from the Garrow stuff, if you're a Black Mage, but I thought it'd be nice to have you know, just a brush there to give you a bit of a demonstration of what it could look like. Along with that, we've got the blue Sweet Pea necklace on here as well, which is really nice. We need a lot more necklaces in the game with varying colors other than just straight RGB. Be nice to have, you know, the idea in my head would be one day to have dyeable accessories, but I don't know if that's ever going to happen. I think Fran has done a decent job here of making something look sort of, yeah, it's within the fantasy in my mind anyway. And then straight out of that, I decided to go for something that just looked cool. This is something I've used before as a caster. This is very red. I wanted something vibrant, and it's something I'll probably use occasionally. We've got the red ribbon here on the top. Then we've got the Yorha Type 51 robe of casting, which is ruby red dyed there from the, obviously, the Yorha raid series. We've got the Mungaic cuffs. I can't stress to you enough, the Mungaic attire, now it's gender unlocked, is really good just for these gloves, especially when you're looking for cuffs for anything else. It looks really good here though, so I used it with ruby red, but that is a cash shop item. We got the Evanstar tights in ruby red. Those should be obviously including all casters in the game, so probably Pictomancer should be able to use those as well. And the Expeditioner's thigh boots, which you can't really see, which have just dyed ruby red, but any thigh boots really work for this. With the Scion Liberator's earrings as well, something nice to sort of make the, you know, little accessories pop with red. Again, it's not very class fantasy there, it was just more of I like it. We'll get onto more class fantasy stuff. In speaking of which, let's look at this. This is something I desperately tried to make look like it was some kind of East meets West sort of Pictomancer. I don't know if I've ticked the box, but I really like the outfit. I like the combination of items. I've gone for turquoise blue, so we can have a nice striking contrast of bright colors. We've got this Signeur's beret, which is actually from a cash shop attire, the Signeur's outfit, but of course any beret would work. I just haven't used this beret in any glamours before, so I wanted to use that. But the main focus is the Shisu Bujin Hitatare, which I can't pronounce for the life of me, in turquoise blue, mixed with the Dalmascan draped bottoms there, also in Dalmascan blue, turquoise blue. I really like that combination. And then mix that with the Ravel Keeper sandals of casting as well, dyed turquoise blue. I think it flows quite nice. You've got that kind of, it deletes the bottom of the draped section of the draped bottoms, which is unique and adds that kind of bit of flair there with the sandals. And then we've got the baronial wrist wraps as well there from Island Sanctuary, which may or may not work. I just thought they looked pretty good, but they are brass, so ideally I'd go for something that was silver. Again, a lot of these things can be fixed by a dual dye palette if we get access to that on more gear than you know, we think. We don't know how many things are being backdated yet, but that was my attempt, or at least first attempt. Then Fran came up with this, which is her Matoya-esque Pictomancer then. Let's call it that, simply because the biggest thing here is the Matoya hat, which is actually something you can get only by getting the Eorzea Encyclopedia Volume 2. So that's something that's quite limited. And yeah, she just wanted to match something to that. Why not, you know, flex something you've got. She went for the street top, which is from a cash shop. obviously in abyssal blue. That seems to match quite nicely, as well as the Eden Morn dress sleeves of casting here from the Eden stuff in abyssal blue, looking really good. And then the fair Kohak armor, which is originally from one of the summer events. It's now also on the cash shop. That's in abyssal blue. And finally, the Magitech shoes, also from a cash shop in abyssal blue. Fran definitely didn't pull any punches with the cash shop here, and that's fine. That's fine. I didn't have any limitations given to her on this, but I think it's a really nice outfit, honestly, and something that I can see people enjoying. And then I decided to go screw sort of class fantasy. I wanted something that's slightly arty but more casual, and this is probably something I'll end up wearing a lot of. Lots of pastel pink. I think pastel pink is fantastic in a game. You probably agree or disagree, I don't know. And the way I've made it look like Pictomancer is making the varsity flat cap one of the main focuses on the top there in pastel, with the Yakuku Dogi, which has that really nice tattoo as well with the flowers, which looks really, really nice in pastel pink. We got the claws of the beast, also in pastel pink. I just wanted some claws on there. I wasn't sure what gloves to use, and I wanted my fingers to be open, so I went for the claws. And then we've got the Valentione rose tights, which are some of the best looking leggings or tights in the game, in my opinion. I love that sort of asymmetric designs, and they look amazing considering the black stays black and then the other bit dyes to whatever you want. Again, another item that's going to look amazing in the future with dual dye palette system. And then the songbird boots kind of just wrap it up nicely, which is again from another event in the game or the cash shop. We've gone for the Porksy earrings to match this because they're pink and I thought they were cute. And the Diadocos choker of casting is sort of purpley pink, so that sort of matches. I really like this glam personally, but again, I don't know how well that fits into class fantasy. And then finally, this is something else I came up with just because I could have accidentally put this together. I decided to make something that would be when my Pictomancer or my character, since there's not really any casting limitations on this, is when you get... Oh, well, I guess there is with the gloves. Okay. When my Pictomancer gets to Sheloni, which I don't know if I've pronounced that correctly, which is a desert zone, like a Wild West zone, I was heavily inspired by that and wanted to design something that looked pretty cool, but also vibrant. So I went for pastel blue on everything. We've got the survival hat. We got a griffin skin breast guard, which is a sorely underused piece, and then the Ravel Keeper's half gloves of casting. I do like those markings. I hope that we can change the other section of that and dye those in the future. And then the Mikote loincloth, I thought that would be a really cool sort of option as well. I don't really use that item. It is obviously race specific. There's lots of mini skirts in the game, but I liked the sort of leg suspendery bits as well. And then with the race Velga boots as well in pastel blue. It's an okay set, isn't it? It's nothing too special, but it's something that definitely makes me want to explore that Wild West zone and have an outfit to go with that. But anyway, those are 6 of our glams that we came up with. Again, class fantasy is always going to come down to your own personal preference. I had to include some of the things that outside of that, but we tried to fit within that sort of line. There's already a lot of items in the game that are artsy, but some of them are locked behind other jobs, for example Scholar. So I think a lot of the Pictomancer stuff is going to come from the expansion itself, right? We're going to probably see a lot more casting gear have the idea of, you know, pens and, you know, pocket pens and paint brushes and stuff maybe on accessories, on those, especially on like bottoms and things like that, or jackets and things. But yeah, I think we've done a decent enough job with these. Let me know what you're coming up with for your Pictomancer. If you like any of these, there will be a link obviously to the Eorzea collection website where we've posted them all, so you don't have to watch the video repeatedly and pause it if you don't want to. If you want to take any of the ideas and make them better, which I'm sure you will. Anyway, much love. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'm excited, obviously, for Dawntrail and indeed for Pictomancer. I can't wait to level it up and play it at endgame. Absolutely. Much love, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.